My name is Brian Carter. My job title is Water Treatment Plant Supervisor, and my employer is the City of Kirksville in Kirksville, Missouri.
What is your degree, and how much education is required for your position?
Well, actually, I don't have a degree, but there's a lot of things that go along with this job that you have to have some things in education for. First of all, you have to have a high school diploma, and then it helps to have other things. I guess we'll talk about those later. But what's required for this position is a state licensure. And the licensure system is you have from the highest an A license to the entry level, which is a D license. And you have to, for this job, get a D license within 6 months of being hired as an operator. And as time goes on, you can get some of the higher licenses. You need experience in a water plant to get the licensures. So you get the first one, then you get experience, then you can get another one.
So is it like a certification where you have to go to a tech school type thing, or you study on your own and pass an exam?
Well, both actually. You do some studying, but the state will offer classes, and if you're lucky enough to have a class in your region, you can purchase this class and then go to it. Some of it can be done online also.
Okay.
So
what are personal characteristics that you feel are necessary for environmental scientists?
The personal characteristics, curiosity, first of all, and a stick-to-itiveness, because a lot of times with environmental science, you have to go see what's going on. You have to be curious about how to fix it and where did it come from so it doesn't happen again. With the water plant, we have to know what our water's like, the characteristics of it, what affects it, and those type of things. And in order to treat it properly, you have to know what's actually going on with the water. So that's one of the main characteristics of an environmental scientist.
On a daily basis, how would you describe your job?
My job personally? Okay. Well, since I am a supervisor, I get to do a lot of things. I get to deal with not only the public, but also with the state people, DNR, EPA, those people. And I also have to deal with my operators, not only setting up testing programs, maintenance programs for them, but also doing the purchasing, working on the budget, that sort of thing. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I did start off as an operator, gained experience, and then moved into the managerial part. So I am not only a manager of the water plant, but also an operator of the water plant. So I get to do kind of both things.
Okay. Where have you worked previously? Typically worked?
Well, I've worked at several places. Before I started doing this, actually I was just a cook. And then came to work at the water plant. I was going to college at Truman State University before that. And also I worked at a place called ABC Labs in Columbia. And what we did there basically is take herbicides, pesticides, those sorts of things, and give them to fish in different dosages, and then kill the fish, grind up the livers, and see what effects, how much absorption they had inside of them. So we did things, testing lots of different chemicals on things that would be in the environment, not only fish, plants, smaller organisms, shrimp, that sort of thing. So we went to see how the chemicals affected the environment and the animals of that environment. So I've kind of worked in several different things.
Okay. Do you have any tips for high school students considering pursuing a career as an environmental scientist?
Yes, there are a lot of things that people don't really think that they're going to use later on as far as environmental science. But environmental science, first of all, you have to have some background in biology. Some hopefully in physiology, not only human physiology, but plant physiology. Then the normal things like math, chemistry, definitely here, chemistry. And then things that you don't think you're going to realize, like microbiology, bacteriology, that sort of thing. Because when I was going to school here at Truman, I was going for a medical technician's degree, and got into some microbiology and bacteriology, and it's like, okay, well, that's a good thing. I'll never use it again. And when I quit that program, and when I came to work here years later, we got our own bacteriological little incubation system, but I had to go to the state and petition because I had certain classes in bacteriology, microbiology, knowing my way into a lab and around the lab with something I thought I'd never use again, and that's the only reason that we can actually keep our bacteriological incubators and our little lab for incubation. So there are a lot of things that you should use, and you should try to hold on to everything. All the knowledge that you can get at school, try to hold on to it, because you never know when you're going to use it. Some of my guys, not only did they do the math, the chemistry, the biological sciences, some of them were into the construction trades, which we also use here. We put together some piping, we have to build a few things around the plant. If we don't have it on site, maybe we can cobble it together. And some of those things come into play also. So there's a lot of things that you could use in our profession that normally you wouldn't think you would use.
So very hands-on.
Very hands-on.
Okay. How does your field relate to public health?
Well, if you consider a doctor may see 700 people and service them within a day. That's pretty good, and he's a really quick doctor if he can do 700. I do 17,000 in a day, every day. So it affects the public health almost immediately. When you turn on your tap in the morning, you expect clean, healthy water to come out. That's what we do here. We make sure it is clean and healthy. When you flush your toilet, we make sure you have something to flush it away with. When you take a bath, you want to take it in clean, healthy water. So it affects the public health right off the bat. People in hospitals, people who use dialysis, they need fresh, clean water. They don't want to have to treat the water again or too much once they get it, especially people in dialysis clinics. We have to remove as much of everything as we can, so when they get it, they do their treatment and it's good and healthy. But it affects the public health in every conceivable way. What you drink, you want to be clean and healthy. When the university may do experiments, they want a water that they don't have to treat very much. Some people use boilers where you'd have to pre-treat it. Not with this water. Not a whole lot of pre-treatment goes into it for them. So we try to make sure that we keep the public health in consideration. The state also puts parameters on what can be in the water to make it healthy. So we follow those parameters, and we have to send them what we've done monthly to make sure that the public health, that the public safety is our major concern. And that is our major concern here, is to serve the public a potable, healthy water.